Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to something a little bit different. Yes, today we are jumping in with the iRacing Formula Ford Festival. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Formula Ford Festival is probably one of the best races in all of British motorsport, and iRacing a couple of years ago decided to implement it in the sim, but just for random reasons every year. I've never actually been able to jump in and take part in this event. Now, for those of you that don't know how it works, we do a standard 8-minute qualifying session inside the sim. For our lobby today, you will then be split into two groups of 25. You will each do a 10-lap race, which is about 8 minutes here, and then the top 13 from each group will go into a final. Everybody else then goes into a big, like, 20-lap race, I believe, and whoever wins that race also gets moved through into the final, and then all of you duke it out to try and claim glory here. Like I said, I would highly recommend watching this race in real life as well, you know, because it's just non-stop carnage. We're at Brands Hatch Indy today, so it's really a circuit where you can't really get away from anybody else, unless you get very, very lucky. But yeah, I mean, we're going to see how this one goes. Normally, I do the intro for these videos after the race. Today I'm doing it beforehand, so I've genuinely got no idea what to expect. We're also just over 100 subs away from 2k, so if you do enjoy the sim racing content that we do here, please make sure you hit that sub button. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, so let's see how we get on. Well, this is not a fixed setup event here today, but I mean, there's very few things you can do with the Formula Ford car to try and get much more performance out of it. One of the big ones, though, I think is the gear stack. Now, I know obviously this circuit is very, very small, but I'm running these short gears here to hopefully try and give ourselves a bit of extra oomph out of the corners as well. But as we head into qualifying then, I want to be aiming for about 48.7 or 48.8 if possible. As long as I'm sub 49-second laps, we should be pretty good. Normally I don't show qualifying in these videos, but I guess obviously we are today, but I'm going to have to really need to focus up on this one to make sure I get the laps hooked up. Already you can see guys at the front doing 48.8s. We are one of the higher ranked people here, so hopefully we can put the car somewhere near the front. So just be careful. That first lap then is going to be in the bin, so I'm going to have to wait for the second one. This lap's felt alright then. Not perfect, but it's felt okay. Just wanted to obviously try and play it safe and made sure that we had a time on the board. The shortest run then back towards the start-finish line, and it is going to be a 48.9. So actually, yeah, quite happy with that one. We go currently inside your top 10 then, only 1/10 of a second off pole. I mean, look at that tide, bang on with Ewan in front. We definitely have the pace to get right towards the front there, but that's qualifying done and dusted. I guess, hopefully, we'll be somewhere inside the top 20. Well, there we go then. After all of qualifying was done and dusted, we have ended up P5 on the grid for Heat 2. So hopefully that's going to mean that we can still get a decent race here. Mateus, obviously, I mean, the main goal, first of all, is to try and make sure you're into the final. But of course, yeah, we've got a couple of other races then that I guess we can watch beforehand. And I mean, even the slowest guy did a 50.3. So very, very, you know, kind of tight-bunched field. But this is what kind of makes this race so good, isn't it? That obviously, you know, there really isn't much kind of speed you can find here, is probably the best way I can describe it. But yeah, I think, you know, we might be within a good shot, of course, but things can change very, very dramatically. Right, let's get ready then to go racing Heat 1 first of all. I'm just going to try and monitor some of the guys right up at the front then. But let's see if we get some carnage down in towards turn 1. I mean, my camera skills on iRacing probably leave a lot to be desired, but Mahal's immediately got the jump on Mateus and immediately taken himself off. Oh, no. I must have given him the commentator's curse there. I literally jumped him off the start and is immediately down to 22nd spot then. Like I said, I'm pretty certain it's top 13 from each race make it through. But obviously with only 24 cars on the grid, he's going to be very, very interesting then. But, I mean, are we just going to stick with Mahai? I want to kind of see what he's doing. I want to see if he can carve his way back through the pack. But, yeah, I never use, like, iRacing's replay system, like, normally inside the sim. So I'm going to try and see if I can go back towards the front then, as Mateus... then, I mean, he didn't hold on to the lead off the start, but he got it back pretty much immediately there. It's about the time to get back down in towards turn 1 then. I mean, a 10-minute heat race here, like I said, it's got to be about... a 10-lap heat race has got to be about 8 minutes. So, I mean, we'll kind of have a look, see what kind of speed some of these other guys are able to do, and everything like that as well, because, it is good to kind of learn this. Ready for when we go into the main final, but obviously if we get into the main final, I might do a Mahai and bin myself off at turn 1 pretty much immediately. So, like I said, if you don't make it through into, so obviously if you end up like 14th to 24th in this heat, you do get another chance to try and make it through into the final in the Consolation race, if I'm not mistaken. So, but that is literally... the winner of the Consolation race makes it through, so that is pretty much just all or nothing for everybody. And I'm sure you could see, some potentially dramatic moments as well, as already then Mohammed there trying to look around the outside of Mateus up towards the top of the circuit. Not able to do that through, I believe that is, I don't know Brands Hatch corner names. I know I should. I know turn 1 is Paddock Hill Bend. I think turn 2, I don't even know, is that Graham Hill Bend? I mean, I'm British, so I probably should know this as a huge motorsport fan. But yeah, Brands Hatch is just... it's not a track I've ever been to either in real life. So yeah, I just don't really know this venue very well. But yeah, Mateus though up at the front looks like he's just building up a little bit of a buffer now. Eli in third actually looks to be very, very quick then. So we'll see if we can... oh, no, that's not the right way. We'll see if we can monitor what Eli's doing then from that third spot. But already then back down into the 48s. Of course, you want to try and, keep it clean, keep it tidy. Again, I think, obviously, where you finish in this heat race will dictate where you grid up ready for the final. So there is kind of some incentive to go for it. But, of course, first and foremost, you want to make sure that you're into that final as opposed to anything else then. But this feels like a video. I've never done anything like this before. So maybe iRacing needs to do more heat events. Because it is quite fun, actually, just to watch other people racing for a change. I know that seems really stupid to say, but it is quite interesting and entertaining to kind of see other people having a go, as there looks to have already been a couple of incidents further back. Sadly, I won't be able to do an incident report from this one, just because that's probably going to be absolute carnage to try and have a look through. And it would probably end up being about half the video in of itself as well, then, as I just kind of want to see whether any of these top 3 really try and go for something, because, again, it's kind of, especially if you're P14 or P13, you've absolutely got no reason not to go for it right towards the end. And it looks like on the minimap, actually, P13 has been disconnected from your top 12. So they will probably have to try and defend for all they're worth. Because, obviously, the draft here isn't massive. The slipstream effect isn't huge. But it's definitely enough that if you're already a little bit quicker than someone, you can probably do something to obviously try and obviously get the run as well. As you can see there, Eli really, really confident actually using the track width. And obviously Mateus there up in front there having to try and defend. So here we go, Eli to the outside then of Mohammed up towards the top of the hill. Is he going to be able to make this one work there? They're still wheel to wheel as well. He runs himself a little bit wide off of the corner. And we'll have to slot back in for now. But yeah, P4 then is kind of sticking with this group. Let's have a look. There's a bit of a gap then back to Ryan, who looks pretty safe in 5th. Jamie there in P6. And then here we go. We've got another battle going on. Yami and Philip there just inside your top 10. So, I mean, let's just take a quick look. P13. So, P13 then, sorry, P14 is Mahai now. Or P15 apparently, so he's kind of moving all over the show. But this is kind of the big battle that I think we want to stay on board with, because I think everybody in front looks pretty safe there. So 2 cars from this group will make it through into the final. The top 2 cars kind of from this little pack. And surely Mahai, he'll be amped up after the mistake he made at the start. This was always, he gets a little bit squirrely there. It's so easy to lock the rears in these cars and kind of slide them into a corner. The problem is you don't want to move your brake bars further forward because it's also quite easy to lock the fronts. Oh no, someone's gone. Oh, I didn't actually see who that was. I think that's Jason then off to the shadow realm there as another spinner maybe coming under the pressure of the Romanian beast that is Mihai here. I'm probably butchering his name and I apologize for that. But Christoph and Guilherme then just inside kind of your top 13. It's a really odd number to kind of say, isn't it? Top 13 is not a normal kind of racing event that you would come to expect. But, oh, big mistake there from Christoph through turn 1. He dips a wheel through the gravel. And Mihai then is immediately going to try and go for the run around the outside. Oh, he's got the switchback. No! Where did that car come from? What is that? He's just gone through someone. I've got to take a look at what's happened there. And that is incredible. Just someone's appeared in front of him. Who was that then? That was... I can't even tell. What? There's just a pink car has just appeared somewhere. Is that like a car that's a lap down or something? I'm genuinely speechless. What on earth has gone on here? I can... No, they're definitely... Why couldn't we see Thomas beforehand? Was he like netcoding? Yeah, he was netcoding as well, so I don't know what he's done. But he's going to drop down the order like a stone then. As you just see, he got into the back of the guy in front, span on the racing line. Mihai tried to go for the switchback and kind of just drove through him. So I don't know whether Mihai's got away with that. Whether he's got damage or not. He seems to have been... He's got away with that. How on earth has he got away with it? And he's up into P13 as well. So he's driven through someone and has somehow come away unscathed. If this happens in the normal Formula Ford Festival, I will be shocked and amazed, but I guess he's under no real threat then towards the end of this one. It looks like Eli has actually made a move to the front as well, so... Oh, we got another one gone! We got another one gone! Who's that now? I'm trying to scroll through the camera. That is Mohammed. Oh, so he was right towards the front as well, and he's done big damage to the front of that car. Oh, we went cartwheeling! Sorry? What on earth has happened here then? So, carnage at Brands Hatch in Heat 1. At least I hope that our session might be a little bit less chaotic than this. But, oh, the 20 in front got a wobble and... Oh, Mohammed flying through the air, cartwheeling. He's completely destroyed the suspension. I think he's got a puncture as well on that front right. But that is absolute insanity in this race. Where is the leader then? That is going to be Eli... I believe is probably finished already by now, I think. Yeah, there you go. Eli at the final corner. He will claim victory in Heat 1 then. Ahead of... Who's that ahead of? Ryan, I believe. Mateus in third, so no idea what happened to him as well when all is said and done. Stephen in P4. Philip, Yami, Jamie Escaro, Marianne, Sydney... Christoph there, I think, will finish in P10. Just getting the run on Guilherme on that final lap as well. And then I think Darren makes it through. So, yeah, Mihai as well in P12 there. But if our heat is as dramatic as that one, I'm slightly nervous here. That was carnage. Right, let's see what we can do then. Our heat next up. And, well, I wasn't actually that nervous coming into this until I watched that other race. And now I'm very scared as to what goes down. But the red lights are on then. Can we just boot this thing off the revs? Oh, no, yeah, no, you can. That's all right. You just need to be a little bit careful with it. But there we go. We've had a good start. We might be immediately able to get to the inside down in towards turn 1. Oh, that's so difficult on cold tyres there. But straight up into the podium places. So happy with that. As already that guy trying to go a little bit defensive. Oh, there's a dive bomb coming in just behind me. I'm trying to see if we can get a run then down the hill on the number 1 car. I'll be interested to see whether people think it's all over. because they've done their race. They don't realise that there's another race as well. Which is always quite funny. As here we go then. Trying to get a run to the inside of the 1. And he's just going to play it nice and sensible as well there. So immediately then a very good start in this race. Yeah, I think I do want... Yeah, I definitely want second gear through that final corner, don't I? But hopefully we can try and stay in the slipstream then of Ewan. He, I think, was one of the fastest qualifiers and one of the fastest guys through practice as well. So I expect him to be rather quick in this race. Really, really tricky to try and leave the car in 4th gear through turn 1, but it just means to carry a bit of extra speed up the hill. If you're not going to commit to it, I'm going to have to turn in at some point there, Felix. And there we go then, so hopefully now we can just settle down. I mean, if I came 2nd in this heat, I would not complain whatsoever. Like I said, goal number 1 was just try and make it through, but obviously if we can get ourselves towards the front, then, well, even better, I guess. Obviously, got to try and make sure that others are nervous for you, ready for that final. So you just see there, Ewan trying to take a bit of a wider line through that final corner. So your top 3 are gone then. So no idea kind of how we've been able to break away at the rate we have, but we have. And that is obviously good news as well. So hopefully, I mean, even if you do make a little mistake, you should be safe there as well. Ewan really throwing the car in. I mean, it's a Formula 4 car. You've got to slide it around. It's on terrible tyres. But... easy, easy. The last thing I want is Ewan to make a mistake and take me with him. That's the other thing that makes me ever so slightly nervous in a race like this. But yeah, super satisfying as well. The fact you can use all of the runoff area through there, and iRacing never gives you a 1x, and then you've got to really get the car up over the curb as well through here. But yeah, Ewan, okay. So I don't think that last lap was his normal line. I think it was just the line he took. But yeah, obviously, like I said, I don't know. I think he might be on the normal gear stack as well. Just obviously listening to that car as well. So it's kind of interesting because there are different places where each of you will have an advantage. I think we struggle out of the final corner. I think the gears just aren't quite perfect for us. But easy. Oh, Ewan's made an error. Let's come on then. Let's see what we can do. He's going to just get back in front, so I'll try and see if we can get a bit of a switch off of the corner. Whoa! Don't use too much of that inside curb then. I've very quickly learnt. I might try 3rd gear then out of the final turn just to see if we kind of get the revs off of the corner. Because, of course, you've just got to be careful of the understeer there, as that's exactly what I'm talking about. I think 3rd gear works, though, quite nicely. And obviously, again, where we are on those shorter gears, it gives you a slightly better chance. Gives you a little bit more pull than you might normally have inside these cars. I mean, yeah, you are just skating around, aren't you? Obviously, you don't even get wet tyres with these things. They are just all dry sets. If he's going to invite me to go around the outside, then I'll certainly look for it. Might give me the inside down the hill. Oh, come on. Oh, he's really trying to defend this now, isn't he? I mean, it is only the heat. We don't need to be doing all this. So we've got a 4x there, apparently. And he's given it up, so up into the lead then we will go. Absolutely what we want to do, as I will try and cover the inside line in towards that next corner. I can see that coming a mile off there, and whoa, he's really trying to push me out of the final turn. I don't know if there... It doesn't show that there was any contact, but I don't know if he was just not happy or just obviously right on my bumper as well, but if I can somehow put these two in a position where they fight each other, that would be good news, as there you go, wheel to wheel now. So that is wonderful then, and I will have to defend the inside as we make our way up the hill. Don't lock the rears. Easy, easy. Right, come on, this is my chance to go. As we make our way back down the hill. Oh, nice and tidy. Come on. Come on. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get a bit of a break. Showcase these guys what our speed is like when we're in clear air. So obviously, I mean, you don't... these things have got no front, no rear wing, anything like that, so you don't lose a lot of downforce. You have no downforce to really lose in these cars, so that's obviously why they're able to stick as close to each other as they do most of the time. But well, I definitely see he's got a bit of a run on me by the time we get into turn 1. Absolutely sends it in there. Will he get it slowed down though as we try and make our way back down the hill? He's going to leave the door open. Just obviously trying to be patient with it. Oh, a little bit of contact. We tried to hug the apex, but that might have actually worked out quite nicely for me. Might have just given me a few extra feet of breathing room, but this is why this race is so good. It's so kind of tight, close-knit racing that one wrong move can really, really cost you there. But like I said, just kind of funny the fact your top 3 have got away from everybody else. After I hyped it up that you'd probably be battling all the way up and down the order. We seem to be doing all right then, as fastest lap though, only a 49.2 so far, so goes to show that we maybe haven't had the same speed as the guys in the first split, or of course we've just been battling a lot more aggressively. But get that horrible feeling now of once you're the car in front, you just don't want to make an error. Don't obviously want to immediately throw away any kind of advantage you've got. It is so momentum based. But obviously we've got to make sure that I'm hitting my marks. Nice and tidy there. Maximise the width off of turn 3. There we go. This lap, as long as I don't mess it up, should be a bit more of a representative benchmark there. And that corner is barely flat out. Oh, don't downshift too early. You've got to be super careful with that as well. You cannot downshift too early in towards that final turn. Otherwise, you just kick the back end out, as we saw in that other heat. Which obviously sent someone else flying in the process. That's a bit better, though. 48.7. Oh, come on. So, yeah, if we can do a few more of those towards the end, I'll be quite happy. Only 2 more laps remaining, though, of this heat. So, Ewan again. Just trying to fill my mirrors, I think. Don't think he ever sensibly thought the move was on there, but as long as we can hang on from him, I'll be pretty happy. Like I said, it's just so difficult to try and get away in these cars, and the gearing does kind of help you out in different spots as well. Oh, nice and tidy. Do I defend the inside? I think we'll just kind of half defend it. Make sure I park it on the exit of the corner as well. Don't allow him to get the run off of the turn, and make sure we defend that inside line by the time we get up towards the start-finish line. 1 more lap to go. But he has got a big old roll on me this time round, so he's definitely got a bit more top-end speed. Is he going to be brave around the outside? Not quite there. And we will just make sure that I don't throw myself down the hill. Potentially off into the gravel trap as well. Whoa, big dive bomb coming in. Oh, there's contact. Oh, no. I think that was Felix going round then. So Felix maybe has cost himself there. I think he's going to have time to recover. And obviously still carry on for a decent spot. But yeah, no, it looks like he's still come out in P3 there. But Felix just kind of bided his time, wanted to go for it on that last lap. Luckily, it's not going to cost him anything by the looks of it. But as we just try and get the run out of the final corner then. Oh, I better not leave the door open. I think we've got enough speed there out of the final turn. Don't think we're going to come under too much pressure on the run back to the line. But Ewan there trying to carry the speed as best as he can. P1 in our heat there. Absolutely what we need. Get our name out there. Call it Cruci if I toyed with people here. But yeah, that is the perfect way to start. And it means we should be right at the front ready for the main event. Well, let's get ready then. This is going to be the Consolation race, and I believe it is, yes, another 10-lapper then. So Ewan will start on the pole for this one, I believe, unless I'm focusing on the wrong car. The 27 then trying to get a run to his outside in towards turn 1. No, I am watching the 31. That's all right then. So will we get more chaos down at the first couple of corners? As far as I'm aware, I thought it was the top... Oh, who's gone just flying? Oh, someone's just gone straight on at the top of the hill. I might have to have a look at that. But yeah, as far as I thought it was basically the winner of this final race then will make it through. But apparently some people are saying it might be the top 4. So I'm not entirely sure how this one works. This was Gregory then down at literally turn 2 of this entire race. Optimistic on the brakes, lock the rears. Wall, and that'll be, I believe, day over then for Gregory there. So big disappointment. But Ewan then still leading the way, I believe, as we get on to lap 2 then. Oh no, here we go. I've immediately joined at some contact by the looks of it. Whoa, they're stuck together. They're in the wall. No. What is this racing, man? Everybody I look at seems to just crash, and I don't know why. As who's now leading then up at the front? It is going to be Uris now. Suddenly up to the front of the order. That's just insane. Well, they're battling. I understand they're battling for the lead. And like I said, I'm pretty certain it is only the winner from this final heat that will make it through into the feature. But to take each other out on lap 2 is just hilarious. I mean, we had some good close-knit racing as well, but Uris now, he's got a little bit of a gap over Jason, who I believe was one of our spinners from the first heat as well. So obviously he's now trying to fight his way for survival into the main event. But Uris at the front then looks to have this one kind of on lock early on here. It is just that tricky thing, of course, of if you've got an extra 10th or 2 over the car behind in the back pocket, the slipstream won't be able to help them. If you're just a little bit more confident through the corners or anything like that, you know, you can really obviously gain a lot because of it. But I think my goal, of course, is hopefully try and get P1 at the start and then just kind of try and defend Apexes as best as possible. Because that final race is going to be a very, very, you know, in comparison, is going to feel like a very, very long one. But yeah, I'm going to keep watching Eurus here, but he seems to be pretty safe at the front.
49.3.
But yeah, I mean, even people are saying in chat, don't fight if you're in qualifying spots. It kind of seems obvious, but still people are doing it. There's so many people that don't know how this format works, and it's hilarious. I'm just going to try and win. I mean, that kind of makes sense. That's how any racing series works. But yeah, that's my goal. Eurus looks pretty safe though at the moment. He just seems to have a little bit more over Jason behind. So there we go then as well. Just to confirm, I had misread it. It is 4 from this final consolation race that make it through into the final. So that'll obviously give us 30 cars on the grid ready for that main event. But yeah, if you take a look though, we will be starting P2 for that final race there, just alongside Eli. So we've got 3 Brits inside your top 4. Mateus there. Felix did end up still in 6th. But yeah, there's quite a few of us here that are definitely going to be in the fight for the victory. Actually quite surprised as well. A lot of the guys that were the fastest qualifiers ended up a bit further down the order. Take a look at qualifying. Mateus there starts P5. Mahai will start 23rd. So all of that guys that you kind of expect to be right at the start. I mean, Jordan, he might not even make it through. I don't think he is going to make it through. Where is Jordan then in this final heat? He's nowhere to be seen.
Fastest lap for
So yeah, he's had an absolute stinker as well. So it is kind of interesting. Qualifying pace really hasn't kind of told the full story today. One lap left then, and actually Jason's jumped Eurus in this one. I've been too busy chatting, just in chat to other people here about this event, and yeah, Jason, I must have completely missed where he went for the move then. That's not ideal. Let's go back, take a look at where he got this one pulled off then, because it must have been, oh, here we go. So down at turn 1, literally last lap then, to the inside. I think it's going to be a fairly textbook dive to the inside into the hairpin. Gets it slowed down there nice and tidy, and I think Eurus, again, just knows as long as you're in that top 4 that you're going to be able to get through towards that final race then. But I think, yeah, they're on the last lap. They're out of the final couple of corners. Jason then is going to claim victory here ahead of Eurus. Ignacio and Ricardo, I believe, are going to be our top 4 that make it through into the final then. Right. Come on, this is the big one. Let's see what happens. Well, I had no idea as well then, but apparently you get a fast repair in this event. That I did not realise, so even if we do get involved in an accident then, I guess it gives us a chance to obviously try and fight our way back through. But yeah, Eli then on the pole, of course, he'll have the inside line for turn 1. I think we're going to have to try and boot the throttle and just see how we get on in towards that first corner. But with all the lumps and bumps here at Brands Hatch,
we're optimistic we can finish in the top 3. Car
there you
number
go.
5.
Crew chief wants a podium. We'll wait and see whether that's going to be doable, because I think this race might end up being chaos. Come on!
Okay, standing start. Get ready. Go.
I gotta just blend out the throttle slightly there off the launch, otherwise you're just going to be met with wheel spin all the way down in towards turn 1, but oh, Eli trying to be brave immediately. Oh, a huge snap on the cold tyres. Knew that was going to immediately happen as soon as I tipped it in. I was still used to the old short gear stack. That's all everybody there. I mean, now we've got to try and go for a bit of a recovery, haven't we? Got to try and move our way back through. As I mean, there are just Formula 4 cars everywhere early on. We can definitely make good progress though. Whoa, hello. Oh no, I've sent someone spinning. I'm so sorry. I don't know who that was. I think we had we got a 2x for it. I'm so sorry. Kind of seemed like a delayed reaction there to the spin, but oh no. This race immediately maybe hasn't gone the way I was hoping it would off the start, but it's a long old race, and there is definitely going to be time and chances to try and fight our way back through, but yeah, just Eli had so much confidence in towards turn 1 that I just wasn't, I tried to match his line and it just was never going to happen. Maybe it was a different gearing, everything else, but oh, come on, nice and tidy. As long as we can get a top 10 still. I think I'll be quite happy if I can still get a top 10 in this race. But I think, yeah, Eli might have already bolted free then over a second clear, well, at the front of the order. I don't even know how many instant points you're allowed in this race, which is probably not the right question to be asking too early on, but it's still food for thought as well, isn't it? So we will try and see if we can go around the outside.
Right side's
Maybe
clear.
getting the run there on... Oh, no, we're not quite going to get the run on anybody, actually, at the final corner. It's the 30 there, trying to give you a bit of a squeeze back towards the start-finish line.
49 left
Just see
side.
how powerful that toe could be
Clear
there.
left.
Jordan on the inside,
2
in
tenths off the pace
towards
in
turn
sector
1.
Sector 2 time is good.
I
We're
want
a
to try
tenth
and
off
see
the
if I can
pace
get
in
the
sector
switch.
3.
We've got yellows,
Yellow
eh?
flag.
I mean, we could see some carnage, couldn't we, in this one? Let's be fair with everybody. Oh, there you go. A little bit of bumping and bashing just in front. And I think
Car
Jordan
left.
there. Unfortunately, the wrong
Still
spot
clear left.
as we make our way down the hill. Let's see if we can try and get a bit of a switch on absolutely everybody as well. No, we're not. Oh, no, they've all gone spinning. It's all over. Oh, no. I mean, we get the fast repair. We may as well try and keep going again, but
You'll be coming out of the pits
what on
clear
earth
air.
happened
We've
there
been called into
then?
the pits by the stewards for repairs.
I think that was that Mihai on the outside there? Just got a little bit loose. They met in the middle. We tried to
Fastest
avoid
lap
it
for
and got put straight in the
48.8.
wall. Tried to keep it out of the way as well of everybody else, but I think that was Mihai, yeah, taking everybody down with him. And, well, suddenly this race gone from bad to worse. We've got a 50-second tow. Luckily, yeah, we'll be able to get
Edgar
everything else.
ahead
We
is
don't need
pitting.
fuel, we don't need tyres, I believe, so we'll try and keep going and see if we can recover anything from this, but we're going to be, I think, at least one lap down, but I expect we're going to see more and more carnage as well as that. I think that was Edgar, sorry, not Mihai. Maybe I've called out the wrong person as well, but come on, 30 seconds of tow. It feels like an absolute age in these cars. There we go, Edgar still outgoing. So those guys didn't even have to tow. They were just able to keep going. But unfortunately, not quite getting the same luck for us. There was no way we were going to be able to bring the car back round.
48.8.
There we go, everybody flying by now. And, oh, just a bad start. Got in the middle of the pack. But hopefully we can still try and recover, because I believe, yeah, you do still gain or lose iRating from this. So hopefully, obviously, we're still going to be able to try and gain some iRating. There we go, fast repair served. And let's go racing once again then. I think we're going to try and hopefully in a little bit of a pocket, but cold rubber, everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, we're basically now just waiting to see if we get some more carnage from others, but yeah, just that one little slip up down at turn 1 really has cost us here, hasn't it? And I mean, we're down to, I think, 29th in this final race, so I don't know if we're really going to see anything else happen. Well, there we go. Immediately, Uris and Jordan then still in the pit lane, so I don't know. Are they a lap up on me? Are they a lap down? I've got no real idea. According to that, we have gained the 2 spots back then. And luckily, of course... Oh, please don't rejoin. Luckily, of course, we do still get the iRating for beating everybody else that didn't make the finals. So that explains why, even though I'm like 3rd last at the moment, I'm still only going to lose 15 iRating from this one. I was hoping that maybe we could try and get up over 2100. But, yeah, I think we're going to need a bit more chaos. That being said, I'm definitely expecting a bit more chaos. But leader already back down into the 48.8. Eli is so far clear of everybody else. But hopefully we can try and see if we can get some good laps in. So 48.5 now coming out from Ewan as well. So, yeah, I mean, we're half a lap away from those guys. This means you got more into the pits then. So we should be able to get the run on Christoph and Felix there as well. Just inside the pits.
23.
So I don't believe, yeah, you don't need to pit, do you, in this race? Otherwise, effectively, we've taken that as well. I don't believe there is a mandatory pit stop. I don't even think, apart from the F1 cars, I guess, I don't even think iRacing can enforce mandatory pit stops inside the sim. All of these questions still yet to be answered. But, yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But hopefully, I mean, I think we need about P22 if I wanted to gain iRating. But every single lap, there seems to be more cars pitting. There we go, Felix into the pit lane as well. So we're going to be up to 24th then. I mean, we could still end up getting a top 20 out of this race just by not giving up. It's always what I advocate on iRacing, especially in a race that, you know, was only 20 minutes long in the first place. But never give up, because you never know what might happen. But
the gap to Christoph behind is increasing.
The problem is when you see someone disconnect, you don't know if they've obviously got already out of the event as well, and maybe just stuck around to watch some of the final. But I think if the Road America 500 didn't exist inside the sim, because that I think will always be my favourite iRacing special, this immediately slots right up there as well. Really, really good fun, and like I said, kind of that close-knit action-packed racing. This has been a formula for success here in the UK for 50 years now. the Formula Ford Festival. I'm pretty certain it debuted in Brands Hatch back in 1976, so, you know, goes to show just how successful it is. There we go, 23rd! I might gain an iRating.
49.0.
There we go. Druids then, that is, I believe, the corner name up at the top of the circuit, so nice to kind of remember that one, but yeah, we've got Christoph still not too far behind, so there's only 17x in this feature. No. Yeah, there's only 17x in this feature, so I better not get DQ'd. Oh my, I've just seen someone go cartwheeling. There you go, that's exactly what you kind of expect to see then. There's more cars running into troubles. I'm just trying to see how close I can get to fastest lap of the day. I think that's Ewan then up towards the front wall, setting a good lap time as the 24 car. Well, no idea where he's going. That's costing me a potentially really good lap time this time round. But I mean, we're within our rights to obviously unlap ourselves here, and maybe if a few more of these guys keep taking each other out. Like I said, we're almost up inside your top 20. Yellow flag, a big run on this guy as well by the time we get down in towards turn 1. So, yeah, we're gaining some freebies. I think a lot of people might not know as well that, like I said, you get a fast repair. It surprised me when I got into the race, especially for a special event. That's highly uncommon. 2 laps remaining then of this final, and honestly, looking at the speed that Eli's had up at the front, I don't think we were ever going to be able to keep up with them. Absolutely rapid. You know, kept the lead off the start, got over a second away from everybody else, and nobody has been even able to touch them. So, fair play to them. 1 lap to go. But they are about to be Formula Ford Festival champion here. I mean, I said hopefully we could try and get back to a top 20, and that's exactly what we've been able to do. But honestly, to win our heat, to still have a good turn of pace, the unfortunate mistake at the start of the main event, but ultimately I knew pretty much from then on it was so likely that we were going to get involved in an incident at some point that you can't really do a lot else about it. But I've had a smile on my face throughout the entirety of this event. It has been so much fun. You know, so different to anything else we really do on iRacing. And this is kind of why I want to, you know, why I've got this channel and why I want to do more kind of random stuff. Because even all just the people we've been racing today have been a right laugh to kind of chat to and everything like that. And it's these kind of events, you know, that I do really think bring people close together and kind of remind you what sim racing should be all about as well. But out of the final corner though, Eli's going to take the win. Ryan, I think, and Ewan are still battling for P2. Just a bit further behind. Of course, we'll take a look at our final results in just a moment as well there. But well, making our way through the final corner. Fastest lap is a 48.4. So we're not going to be a million miles off that either. Despite, obviously, not having a slipstream throughout pretty much most of this race as well. P20 in the end, though, for our first ever Formula Ford Festival. You know what? I'm pretty happy with it. Having a look then at our final event results here then. So we were 3rd split overall, so pretty happy with that. I lost 0.32 SR. That probably isn't my crowning achievement, but we ended up losing 35 iRacing. So apparently, yeah, despite the fact I thought we'd done all right there, iRacing had other ideas. In fact, actually, I think iRacing is a bit confused with everything that's gone on. If I have a look at, like, the Heat 2... Does it say I gained? No, so it still reckons I lost iRacing, despite the fact I won our heat as well. So I think iRacing is a little bit confused by how it kind of factors everything in when all is said and done. But like I said, hats off to Eli, though. Absolutely dominant. Pole led every lap. 0 incidents as well. I mean, to win the Formula Ford Festival by nearly 7 seconds is crazy as well. Ryan just behind you, and then they had a great battle right towards the flag. Yami in P4 ahead of Marianne and Sydney there, with Stephen, Marianne, Jason, and Jason rounding out your top 10 as well. So GG's to all of those guys. We were the 2nd driver that was 1 lap down in the end, but like I said, I think our fastest lap goes to show that we did have the speed to compete today. In fact, I think we had the 3rd fastest lap of anybody, all things considered as well. So yeah, like I said though, a huge amount of fun. Really, really did enjoy that one. Thank you to all of you guys for watching as well. I know it's probably been a bit of a weird video, but I do appreciate it as well. And I guess we'll be back next year with the Formula Ford Festival, because I'm definitely going to come back with vengeance.